But that fog will burn off and give way to hazy sunshine by the afternoon.
That's right. It's almost summertime. It's pretty typical to see that hazy sun. Okay. We'll be right back after this.
Developing over the central parts of North Carolina. So it will be a rough rush hour. We want you to allow extra driving time. It's already starting to come down pretty hard on Interstate 95 around Raleigh and Durham. You can see even pushing all the way back into the southern parts of heating and the pesky area of low pressure lurking off the southern Atlantic coast. So Atlanta anticipates some afternoon thunderstorms. So rainy travel much of the southern Atlantic seaboard. Be prepared if you live in these areas. Allow extra driving time this morning. Over New England will keep it windy and very hot today. Tell you how hot next. Heat building over much of the Midwest and the Northeast today. Temperatures will be soaring into the 90s and approaching 100 degrees over parts of New England today. Now then, because it'll be summer. Temperatures yesterday, afternoon highs. Boston, again, Logan International got up to 91 degrees, 94 at LaGuardia's Airport. Look at Detroit in the 90s. Chicago even yesterday got up to 94 degrees, 92 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. These temperatures were well above normal for this time of year by some degrees yesterday. You ask, why was it so hot? Well, we've had a big rain. Please allow extra driving time this morning. You'll have to go slower than the highway speeds, so you definitely want to get a head start so that you can reach your destination on time and safely. So this is our area of rainy travel. We gauges will register as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain. The heat continues over New England with those west winds down sloping off the mountains. It's going to be hot today. If you're in Boston, Hartford, Connecticut, New York City, temperatures in the middle and upper 90s. But you see this cold front to the north? It's going to swing southward, and by tomorrow it will be a little cooler and temperatures will be back to normal across New England. But today you'll have to suffer with the heat. Whatever you did yesterday to beat the heat across the Northeast, same again today, and even 90s across the Midwest to include Detroit and Chicago, Milwaukee and Minneapolis. Good morning. We've been watching an area of low pressure kind of lurking off the southern Atlantic coast, waking up this morning to rain showers over North and South Carolina and parts of Georgia. I'm Vivian Brown.
And good morning. I'm Rick Griffin. While in the Great Lakes and Northeast is going to be the hot weather. And, you know, I think the only cool breeze today around Boston, for instance, will be out of the air conditioner, because if you head outside, it's going to be a scorcher. No sea breeze today. Just some really, really hot weather coming up. We'll tell you how hot it's going to get in just a little bit. There was also some hot weather through the Midwest.
Sure, you do that today and more, because it's going to be even hotter today than what we saw yesterday in Boston with the afternoon high of 91. Today we're forecasting 98 degrees. Ooh, it's going to be hot. Make sure that you take frequent breaks if you work outdoors. If you have outdoor activities planned, going to be out for a prolonged period of time, take frequent breaks, drink plenty of fluids, cold fluids. It'll keep you cool, a little bit anyway. 94 degrees yesterday in New York. We're forecasting about 95 today. And look at all the 90s we had across much of the Midwest, from Chicago to Minneapolis. Well above the norm for this time of year. You know, summer doesn't officially start until Wednesday, the 21st of June, at about 4:34 Eastern Time. Summer will be winds around this ridge of high pressure that has made for the prevailing westerly winds over New England. And those west winds now, keep in mind, the Arrowhead of Minnesota yesterday, temperatures well into the upper 90s, so some of that heat will just be transported to New England today, and you get the downsloping winds as those winds go over the mountains and the air compresses, and when you get that to happen, you'll find the hot temperatures, or the hot air, and the very high temperatures expected. I-95, you can see right across the central parts of Georgia around the Atlanta metro area. So we'll keep it cool and hot with those west winds, down sloping winds over the mountains in central Pennsylvania.